Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, and we're joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel. Starting off with a stock that's moving on headlines this morning. Tell us what's going on with Chart Industries, Valerie. Good morning.
Yeah, Chart Industries rose as much as 5% on a Wall Street Journal report of a potential all-stock merger with Flowserve, but has recently erased those gains completely, now trading down nearly 1%. So a lot of volatility going on around this report. These are two businesses in the industrial process technology sector. If they do near this merger, the deal will be worth $19 billion, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. It combines two companies, Flowserve, which is the biggest provider of fluid motion valves, and Chart Industries, which design, engineers, and manufactures process technologies for equipment and handling gas and liquid molecules. As a combined entity, would put them on par to compete with some of the biggest rivals in the sector. And Chart Industries hasn't been a stranger to M&A. This would be their second deal announced in the last 2 years if this one does come to fruition. So it's Chart Industries rising as much as 5% on this report.
Okay, so while we wait for potential further confirmation on that, we do have a solid report on earnings from Dollar Tree. Sounds kind of similar to what we heard from Dollar General yesterday, Valerie.
Well, Dollar Tree is falling after these reports, down 2.4%. The results have just hit the tape in the last hour. The second quarter guidance really underwhelmed, despite first quarter net sales coming in strong and the company saying they expect to mitigate margin impact of higher tariffs. Their second quarter EPS, they see it down as much as 50% year on year. That outlook has really underwhelmed the market so far, down 2.5% for Dollar Tree. It does stand in contrast to Dollar General's results yesterday that came in strong. Actually saw Dollar General shares rise as the most on record in yesterday's session. So maybe a bit of competition between these two discount retailers, all searching for those more wealthy consumers trading down into the discount space.
Interesting. Now, I know you're watching Wells Fargo now that the bank's got room to grow, finally.
That's right. Wells Fargo rising 3.5% after its asset cap was lifted by the Federal Reserve. It's finally out of the penalty box after 7 years. The Fed has restricted the size of Wells Fargo's balance sheet since 2018 in an unprecedented punishment. The hotly anticipated verdict really does close the door on nearly a decade of scandals at the fourth largest U.S. lender and allows the bank to pursue growth yet again. To mark the milestone, the bank is going to be giving all full-time employees an award of $2,000 in stock. That sounds nice.
Oh, that's very nice. I guess the door, though, hasn't closed for CrowdStrike after the software disaster that we all remember from last summer.
Yeah, that threw a lot of people's vacation and holidays in turmoil. CrowdStrike.
Yeah, my hands up. Mm-hmm.
Those shares are plunging after their forecast underwhelms. CrowdStrike down 7.5% in the pre-market trade. They projected revenue that missed estimates. Actually did only miss by a small amount, so it does seem like a punishing move for that miss. But part of that worry continues to come again from that global outage last summer. Costs rose in sales and marketing, in part because of these campaigns that they are still ongoing in order to retain customers. Clients do seem to be reining in some of that tech spending, weighing on demand for these companies like CrowdStrike. The stock has outperformed the market, though, so far this year, Nathan. It's up 43%, but it seems to be paring some of those gains in the pre-market, down 7.5% for CrowdStrike.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.